Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Inside the Big Dynasty League, where we're helping make America great again.
Yes, we are.
All right. Let's start this week off with introducing the people that are with me. We got the stat man, Petey Cunningham, back at it, fresh off the beach in Florida, where he was doing major deals and making major ends.
And getting dubs.
Apparently. And the commish, Clyde Randall Waters. Petey, Statman, welcome back, sir. Excited to see you. Let's get right into it. Let's take a look at last week's matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week.
Statman, I've been waiting 2 weeks for this, man. Break it down for me. Give me some of them numbers.
Was gone last week. Was not involved in any of the picking. Could not have done a better job than you guys did. Perfect matchup for the matchup of the week here. We had Hernandez's pistol offense versus the EBDBB&B. This was a barn burner right here. Hernandez's pistol offense with a 3.02 point victory over EBDBB&B. We had high scores in this one. Dak Prescott, boy wonder there in Dallas with 29.88 points. EBDBB&B came back with Matt Ryan with 33 points. Latavius Murray, 3 touchdowns on the 1 yard line with 31. Allen Robinson with 20. And that's pistol offense. Jimmy Graham this year. Jimmy Graham.
Where was he last year when I paid like $48 for him?
He was being a tight end on your team.
Still recovering from surgery. He's come back this year. Had kind of an up and down season so far. Hasn't put up huge numbers in every game. Had a few outings though so far where he's been dynamite. The 2 one-handed touchdown catches Monday night were incredible.
Man.
Absolutely incredible.
He should probably go in the Hall of Fame just for those, because, catching it one hand is the most amazing thing you can do.
Yeah.
Eat your heart out, OBJ.
And apparently, it's totally fine for defenders now to grab one arm. So, you can only catch the ball with one hand anymore, because it's just like, oh, you know what? Yeah, you can't catch the ball. Yeah, no, nobody calls a flag on that.
Was that a Trump impersonation?
No, just my reaction to have my arm grabbed.
Oh.
Yeah, one last thing I wanted to point out on this matchup. I believe it was week 3 or 4. Hernandez's pistol offense lost because of a punter. This week, his punter scored 9. EBDBB&B's punter scored 5. 4-point difference, 1 by 3. 1 because of the punter. The punter giveth, and the punter
taketh
away. But actually, punters always giveth because they punt them.
Oh, they giveth to the other team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how bold the Hernandez pistol offense was in this game. I love the quote Timmy Crawford, team owner, gave after the game. He came out and said, "We proved we're the better team."
Oh, man.
Love it.
EBDBB&B sitting back hearing that trash. I'm sure they had something to say.
You know what his response was?
I want to hear it.
We lost our focus.
Oh.
Well, with a record like that, I think you've lost focus of the entire season.
Man.
I can say that because I'm with you.
I think you might need to go to the optometrist. Maybe get your vision checked. Get your focus fixed. So you can hopefully win more next season. Or maybe upset some people this season.
Or were they just talking about a Ford Focus? I don't really know how you could lose a Ford Focus, though. It's pretty big.
Is it though? I thought isn't the Focus the
But I mean, it's
car?
But it's a car.
Yeah, but it's still a car.
But how do you lose a car?
It's not as difficult as you think.
I don't know. Anyway.
Trust me on that one. I've lost to many. All right, next up, let's take a look at our next matchup. Let's take a look at the Scarlet Pimps versus the Cincinnati Bourbon Barons. Statman. I was saddened by this, but I really wanted it. Break it down for me. Where did I go wrong?
You put up a good amount of points. 134. The Scarlet Pimps, though. 155. 91% efficiency. She had 7 players on bye last week.
Man.
So she started almost every way she could have possibly started. Had Robert Woods on the bench. She actually had 26 points on Monday night. Huge game against that Seahawks secondary. But just consistency from top to bottom on the Pimps. Derek Carr only got her 7. But every other regular starter was double-digit points. Punter obviously only got her 5. But everybody else in double-digit. Julio with 25. She just picked up Rashard Matthews, who got 24. Just picked him up last Wednesday night. Or Thursday night when waivers ran. Gave her 24. Enough to get the win, I guess.
You know, I wanted to say that this game came down to the efficiency rating. Looking at it, you know, the Pimps put up 91%. The Bourbon Barons falling back down 86.8% in their efficiency rating. You would think maybe if the Barons could have got that up, the more efficient with their lineup. But when you really look at it, if the Bourbon Barons would have played their best lineup, the optimal 100% efficient lineup, they still would have fallen a little bit less than 1 point short of being able to tie and or win this matchup against the Pimps' current lineup.
Yeah, I got beat. I think it was a respectable matchup. I don't think I got pounded, but I definitely got beat. Good job, Pimps, and I don't know what's going to happen now, but it's going to be real hard for me to take over this division now that you
the Scarlet Pimps have definitely laid down their pimp hand.
Yeah, it is strong.
They got a 2-game lead in the division. They've now swept you. They beat Get Hoff me. I don't know if they played twice this year. I can't remember. Oh, no, they played them this week.
Yes.
They played them this week, but they've already beat them once. If the Pimps win this week, they effectively, even if you win, they still got basically a 3-game lead with only like 3 weeks left.
It's tough.
Hard to make that up. This team our defending champ looks primed to win the division this year.
I'm definitely not giving up, though. I'm still going to go at it and see what happens. Let's move on here. Let's take a look at the San Francisco 69ers. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is still a sex joke. Versus Wayne Enterprises. Statman, why don't you break down this match for me while I drink a lovely Coca-Cola, which apparently in San Francisco is now going to cost me 24 extra cents every time I drink a can of Coke because those socialist Nazis have decided to tax soda 2 cents per ounce because it includes fat people.
4 cities in this election cycle just imposed a soda tax.
This is a real thing.
Boulder, Colorado, San Francisco, Oakland, and Albany.
Hey, socialists, it's
2 cents.
It's none of your business what I put in my body.
Soda tax. Only on pop or soda.
Sweet tea is included in that.
This is messed up.
Here's what I'm going to go on a rant. They're telling you because it's about your health and saving kids' lives and being fit and blah, 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 blah. But what it really is when you look at Coke and Pepsi, they run like a $200 billion a year industry and the government can't get their hands on it anyway. So what do? They're just going to start charging the consumer more to get the money that way.
Stealing more money from honest, hard-working Americans.
We digress.
But anyway, Statman, break this match down for me. I'm going to continue to drink this Coca-Cola.
I'm just glad I don't get taxed by point this year because if I did, I would have almost no money left. It would be awful. Wayne Enterprises scores 187. This game was not totally over Thursday night, but Mike Evans with 38, Cameron Brate with 15, so 53 after Monday night. He got 16 from his kicker, so that made me a little worried. But this game was pretty much over from that point, as long as the rest of my team,
just did what they were supposed to do.
Did what they were supposed to do. Nothing crazy, just solid weeks. Breeze had 30, Bell with an effective Roethlisberger quarterback only scored 13. Ty Montgomery actually played this week, which was nice to have him actually get points. That was very nice. He got 12. Michael Thomas, my dude, maybe the best wide receiver in New Orleans. Maybe.
I think someone would argue you on that.
I've been reading some articles that Michael Thomas might be number 1. Maybe Willie Snead's number 2. I don't know.
No, Willie Snead will just stay as number 3.
I think Willie Snead's really number 3. But Michael Thomas maybe number 1. I don't know. Anyway, 69ers, Melvin Gordon, 36 points.
Whew.
Think he had 259 yards from scrimmage. Monster game for Melvin Gordon. But 69ers started Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. Carson Palmer was on bye. Didn't have him available. But Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzy.
A little rough. Only got 4 from Jonathan Stewart. Antonio Brown. Rough game for Pittsburgh Steelers fantasy owners. But Antonio Brown had a late touchdown. I got 21 points for him to give him a little bit of hope. But at that point, this game well out of hand.
Yeah, this was a statement win for you, Statman. This was you saying, I'm here to play, and I'm here to go all the way this season.
He's going the distance.
Felt good to get a win.
He's going for speed.
Season sweep of the 69ers.
Woo!
Our 2014 champ who I lost in that championship game. So regular season really means nothing, but gotta say, it did feel really good to know that I had the season sweep on them. We might still be playing in the playoffs at some point, though.
All right, moving on. Let's take a look at Mr. Clutch's fake football team versus the JBB firework incident. Get all choked up about that one. Ooh. Kamish, what do you got on this one?
Well, Mr. Clutch's fake football team proved that they were fake this week. They came short, only putting up 129 points. JPP firework incident, 145, coming in strong, getting a must-win game here for JPP firework incident. Let's look at players of note here. Mr. Clutch's starting quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, showed up to play this week a little bit, putting up 31.38 points. That's a great showing for him. One of the better showings he's had yet this season. Also, Jason Witten. We haven't talked about Jason Witten having real relevance in this league in quite some time. But this week, 27.4 points. Whoo! That's with a rookie QB throwing the ball to him, too.
He looked like 32-year-old Jason Witten out there.
He did.
Catching passes, over 100 yards. This beast. A beast.
But even with those performances, Mr. Clutch's fake football team Achilles heel struck back. Their running back core, which is really weak. Jerick McKinnon only putting up 0.8 points. Did not help them at all to overcome the running back core of JPP firework incident. Jay Ajayi, 22 points. DeMarco Murray, 21 points. Andrew Luck had an off game, only 13 points this week. And Arizona's defense getting 0 points for JPP firework incident, but they still pulled off a 98.6% efficiency rating for a big win this week.
All right.
Tough thing to swallow for the Mr. Clutch's fake football team. They were only 82% efficient. They'd have won this game if they'd have played the Ravens defense over the Titans defense.
Yes.
Ouch.
That is a tough one. Next up, we got Get Off Me!
Get off me.
Versus Los Pandas Desnudo. Statman, break this one down for us.
I tell you what, Get Off Me is out here wheeling and dealing, making trades, planning for the future, because I think he feels like this year might be a little shot, even though I still think he's got a shot at it. He went out this week, picked up DeJuan Harris, picked up Colin Kaepernick, going up against the Saints defense, and laid kind of a whooping on Los Pandas Desnudos. 37-point win.
But I will say, though, coming out Thursday night, I thought it was going to be a closer game than it really was. I had, 13 points from my tight end and 26 points from my QB coming out Thursday night.
9.5 from a running back.
Yeah, and so, exactly, 9.5 from running back. I thought, hey, this is a pretty good start. I had like 40-something points already. It wasn't enough. My team just didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, you went with the 2-0 player technique, which we've seen in the past. It's the single 0 player that seems to be the key to winning.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Derrick Henry had a great week last week. Put up like 19 points this week. I'm not sure if he got to get on the field.
Yeah, and I was doing some research. I didn't see anything last week that indicated he wasn't going to play. He didn't seem questionable or anything, but maybe we missed it. I don't know. Sammy
Coates looked like he had a couple drops in that Steelers game, which has kind of plagued him all year. Feast or famine with Sammy Coates. Marvin Jones only 1.5. Devontae Parker only 2.8 points. These Golden Tate guy at 25 had that heck of a run there.
Yeah.
Or heck of a run after the catch there in that game to give the Lions the win.
Anyways, but hats off to Get Off Me with Mark Ingram. Big bounce back this week. Last week put up negative 1.5 points for him. This week, 31 points from Mark Ingram.
That is a big swing. That's like 30-something point swing.
Yeah.
Math.
Yeah. And then, those late pickups from the San Francisco players you got. Somebody was doing some homework. I did not expect to see Kaepernick putting up numbers like that this week.
Kaepernick looked like he did back in the Harbaugh Super Bowl days.
Yeah, well.
All right, well, moving on to the pillow fight of the week. This one's almost not worth talking about, except for the immense amount of activity and active playerness.
Before we talk about this game, we need to do a little...
Spray the poop before the stank gets out over the internet.
All right, we're good.
FC Acid Kickers versus the Unseen Academicals. And I'm going to break this one down. I'm not even letting the Statman of the Commish touch it yet. I cannot believe it. In an active league, a league where we have tried very hard to make it entertaining, fun, and challenging and competitive, that we have someone who starts this many players on bye and has this many people out and has, from what we can tell, hasn't signed in for almost 2 weeks. And, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, has the audacity to end an email chain, the only time he's responded to any email in the entire history of the league, act as if other people in the league aren't active. I find it personally insulting, and I just a heads up, I'm taking it to the sock to have him dismissed.
Ooh.
I don't know if I'll win. I got to look at the Constitution, but I believe the Constitution states that if the player is inactive or has problems with league fees, there's several other options that we can do, and I'm taking it to the sock because I'm done with it. He started Des Bryant multiple times when he was out, and now he's just completely skunked this week against the Unseen Academicals, which puts them still in contention now, and possibly in my way.
Well, we hit a personal note on today's show. But anyways, looking at this game here, Unseen Academicals put out 100% efficiency rating. Not because they did their homework really well, but because they played every player they had available because the bench was completely on bye. Only managed to get him 105.12 points.
Which, if you would have done any work...
Yes, if you look at the Acid Kickers...
Which I don't know why I'm even talking about, because I know they don't watch the show, because they're so inactive.
If they just would have switched out their players on bye, their quarterback, who they knew wasn't going to start, they could have eked out a win with 108 points.
Unseen Academicals would have lost to every single other team in the league this week, except for the Acid Kickers.
I got a little heated there. I apologize, but it's just really... It just drives me nuts.
One must ask, could there be charges of collusion brought into this?
I don't know.
Or is it just mismanagement?
I think it's just he doesn't... I mean, I think it's like... You just get the feeling he doesn't want to be in the league, but he won't just quit.
Well,
moving on.
Let's take discussion.
Let's take a look at this week's awards of the week, starting with the Hershey Milk Dud of the week. That one is going out to who? Statman.
Los Panas des Nudos' very own Marvin Jones. 1.5 points for Marvin Jones. One catch for 5 yards. I know they were going against the staunch Vikings defense. But Golden Tate destroyed them, and Marvin Jones could only get one catch for 5 yards. Not a good week for Marvin Jones.
No, that's it's quite worrisome. I'll tell you that.
The trend on Marvin Jones has been looking pretty rough. He had 38.5 points in week 3. But since then, his highest week has been 13.7. So, the last 2 weeks they played the Texans and they played the Vikings, which are 2 top 5 defenses against the pass. Now they got to bye. They can kind of regroup, get things figured out. Hopefully he comes back strong for you the rest of the season.
That's what we hope.
All right, next up, let's take a look at this week's Ram Pick of the Week, brought to you by Ram Trucks, made by Ram. And that one is going to who, Kamish?
The Ram Pickup of the Week goes out to Get Off Me, who picked up and started Colin Kaepernick. 25.7 points. Late pickup, made some quick roster changes. I know Get Off Me was working that roster, that lineup all weekend because I got email after email. Lineup change, ad drop. But you know, it worked out for him. Big victory, a must win, and got him a Ram Pickup of the Week.
Amazing what happens when you're active.
Yeah.
Picking up players to play.
I gotta say, I feel like we're giving the Ram Pick of the Week out to him or JPP Firework Incident every week. They are really impressive with that waiver wire skill.
Yep. He could have very easily had a different winner in DeJuan Harris, who got 23 points as well, who I didn't even know existed before Sunday morning.
Never
heard his name in my entire life. I've never heard of anybody named DeJuan.
All right.
DeJuan.
I like his name.
DeJuan.
Next up, we got the Whoppin' of the Week, brought to you by the Burger King, home of the Whopper. You know Burger King is owned by Tim Hortons, who's in Canada.
What?
Yes.
I thought Tim Hortons and Wendy's
Them, like
were...
many celebrities who are utterly disappointed in last night's election, they've moved to Canada.
Wow.
But they're still sponsoring this award.
I thought Tim Hortons and Wendy's were...
No, Tim Hortons has nothing to do with Wendy's. They're just often seen together.
Wow.
Anyway,
you learn something new every day.
Winning the Burger King Whoppin' of the Week, home of the Whopper, is going to Wayne Enterprises with their pounding of the San Francisco 69ers, a 44-point win.
Feels good. You know, the 69ers, tough team. They beat me in a championship game 2 years ago. Still haven't forgot about it. Great opponent. Feels good to get a win against them because it doesn't come easy against this team.
All right, moving on here. While we're giving awards to the Wayne Enterprises, let's take a look at this week's Resurrected Team of the Week, brought to you by Lazarus Department Stores. And this one is going out to Wayne Enterprises for a 71-point improvement this week. My goodness.
It's amazing what happens when players aren't on bye and players aren't injured, and you can actually play them in your lineup. It's so nice. It's such a good feeling. Anyway.
Next up.
I just want to bring this up real quick. I figured out the Tim Horton Wendy's Burger King debacle.
Whoa.
All right. Burger King bought Tim Hortons for like $12 billion and has moved their headquarters now to Canada.
Correct.
Wendy's was part of this deal because Wendy's had a 15 to 18% ownership stake in Tim Hortons. And they let go of that share.
Wow.
Which is why you may see a Wendy's and Tim Hortons together, even though Tim Hortons is now owned and has merged with Burger King.
The more you know. It's good. It's good.
A jam-packed episode.
Moving on.
That's good stuff right there.
To the Poopery Poo-Poo Team of the Week, brought to you by Poopery. When you gotta hide that stank when you take a dank. All right, I don't know. I'm gonna say dank slang for poop.
I don't know. I
Let's
thought
make
it was
It
Dak.
is.
I thought it was Dak.
Let's just make it that way. We got Poopery. This was shipped to us by Anna, a coworker of mine. This is Poopery Heaven Sent. It says right here,
Heaven
celestial
sent.
freshness
Got it.
that's fit for kings. With every flush, an angel gets its wings. Who's getting this one, Kamish?
The Poopery Team of the Week this week is none other than, you guessed it, you know who it is, the FC Acid Kickers. What the football?
What the football? Let's just move on. I already said about it. All right. The surprise player, breakout player of the week, brought to you by Proactive, is going to who, Kamish?
Dude, Joanne, I mean, it's potent.
It works.
It's a potent poo-poo poopery.
It works.
No poo in here. Just a lot of re. Anyways, the proactive player of the week goes back to Get Hoffman for that other star.
Get off me.
With Dwan Harris. 27 points. Waiver pickup. Dwan
Harris.
Dwan.
5 catches, 83 receiving yards, 59 rushing yards, 1 receiving touchdown. He had a fumble, but he looked really good. He looked really good in their game. I was very impressed. Now, the Saints don't exactly have...
It was against the Saints, but still, you got to have some skill to still be able to do that.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked good out there.
Poopery is really strong. I'm sorry. I should not have actually sprayed it. Moving on. Let's see. What we got next?
I'm glad we didn't pay tax on these guys.
Oh, I know. You're telling me. Let's take a look here. We got... do we got the squirrel video?
No, the squirrel video fell through.
Fell through? All right.
We'll say that for next week.
Moving on to this week's matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week.
This one is going with the Cincinnati Bourbon Barons versus the Unseen Academicals. Statman, break it down for us.
Woo! Bourbon Barons are 6-5. Unseen Academicals are 6-5. Both of them serious playoff contenders right now. Very crucial matchup here. Same division, so tiebreaker could apply if it comes down to playoff time and you guys are tied. Bourbon Barons, you got Matt Stafford on bye this week. That has to hurt a little bit.
I do, but Russell Wilson seems to be becoming the Russell Wilson of old, so I should hopefully be able to plug him right in there and be okay.
It should be fine. You got Frank Gore, the old man, on bye. He's been tearing it up.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to replace.
But Unseen Academicals right now, counter that. He's going to have T.Y. Hilton on bye. So you don't got to deal with him. T.Y. Hilton, who was like great, bad. I don't know. He ain't playing this week, so it don't matter. He's got Dante Moncrief on bye, Eric Ebron on bye, and Alan Hearns, who I believe is out due to concussion issues?
I believe so.
Question mark. Yeah, out due to concussion issues. And they got Pat McAfee. They got four Colts players on bye. Very favorable matchup for you, and I'm pretty sure that all the players that you start are actually going to play. So I like your odds. I like your odds this week. I'm going with the Bourbon Barons.
All right, Commish.
Well, let's see. All time, the Bourbon Barons are 2-4 against the Unseen Academicals. But I think they have the edge this week. I'm taking the Bourbon Barons.
And we're going to sweep it.
And I like the Unseen Academicals. I still think they're going to make the playoffs. I still think they're a playoff squad, but not this week.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
you want to change your pick? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. I think they're going to win this week, but I still think they're going to make the playoffs.
So he thinks I'm going to lose miserably in the next few weeks. But this week he thinks I'm going to win. Next up, we got the San Francisco 69ers.
I didn't think about it before I said it, but then I realized what it meant.
Versus Mr. Clutch's fake football team. Commish, who you taking and why?
Whew, this is a heated rivalry matchup here. Let's see, the Niners are 3-4 all time against Mr. Clutch's fake football team. Do they have what it takes this week to even that matchup up? They looked strong last week, but you got some, Amari Cooper going on by. Mr. Clutch's fake football team. They're losing Crabtree. Ooh, man. I think if Mr. Clutch's fake football team is going to set his lineup right, maybe pick a good defense this week, it's going to be Mr. Clutch's fake football team for a big upset win.
Commit, or Statman.
69ers going to have Amari Cooper out, but that also means that Mr. Clutch's fake football team is going to have Crabtree out since he just did a trade for him. Mr. Clutch's fake football team is going to get back Tyler Eifert. They're going to get back A.J. Green and Andy Dalton, who they're probably not even going to play. But really, it's going to be A.J. Green, Tyler Eifert. Do they go with a two tight end lineup this week with Witten? With Witten and Eifert.
I think it's a good move.
Both playing really well. I'm going Mr. Clutch's fake football team to get the win. The running back situation is a little scary for me, but I think they get the win. This is going to be a fun matchup, though. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one ends up. If 69ers lose this week, they're 6-5 right now. They go 6-6. In danger of not making the playoffs. So they really need a win this week.
I really want to go Mr. Clutch's fake football team on this. I will say this. I think we might have a close shave of the week next week.
I like it.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. Well, Mr. Clutch's fake football team, so we're going to sweep it. But I really I don't know. I think it's going to be really close. Next up, we got Wayne Enterprises versus Hernandez Pistol Offense. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Sorry, Timmy. I'm taking Wayne Enterprises. He's putting up so many stinking points. It's unbelievable. Commish, who you taking?
Wayne Enterprises owns this rivalry game here. They're 5-2 all-time over Hernandez Pistol Offense, who has been looking weak. They had a strong performance last week, but still, Wayne Enterprises is just on fire. I'm taking Wayne Enterprises.
Statman.
I'm taking Wayne Enterprises.
So
Hernandez Pistol Offense has the Green Bay Packers' entire receiving core almost, except for Ty Montgomery, who this guy has. But and he's got Dak Prescott. I got Ezekiel Elliott. A lot of inner team matchups here in this matchup.
A lot of this.
So Wayne Enterprises has almost everybody back. Has LaShawn McCoy on bye this week, but they didn't even play last week, so it's all good.
It's all good.
Like Wayne Enterprises to get the win.
All right, next up we got the JPP firework incident versus the EBDBB. Brother versus brother.
Brotherly matchup.
Brother versus brother. Stat man. Who you taking?
I'm going with the younger Henley here. JPP firework incident. Ooh. Yes, they got Andrew Luck on bye. EBDBB is going to be out Latavius Murray because the Raiders are on bye. But I'm going JPP firework incident. This team, J.J., they get LeGarrette Blount back this week. DeMarco Murray.
They get Gronk back this week.
They get Gronk back this week. Yes, they do. They get him back. Thanks for the reminder about their team. They still got Stephon Diggs. They got Demaryius Thomas. JPP firework incident. Easy win.
I'm going JPP myself. I want to go EBDBB just because we're agreeing too much, to be honest with you, and the show's not as interesting. But I don't know what to do. This seems obvious. Commish, who are you going with?
Let's see. This is a brother versus brother matchup. All-time record is 3-3 between these two. This is a big game, and I'm taking JPP firework incident.
Just like we are. That's another sweep.
I really thought you were going to surprise us there.
Next up, we got Get Off Me.
Get Off Me.
Versus the Scarlet Pimps.
Pimps.
Statman, break it down for me.
This is a tough matchup for the Pimps. They got a nice 2-game lead in their division. Undefeated in the Beards and Beatdowns division, so she's living up to the beatdown part of it.
That she is. I've not seen much of a beard on her.
No, everybody else is living up to the beards. She's bringing the beatdowns. I like... Pimps got Derek Carr on bye, so I think they got Kirk Cousins. It's probably going to start this week. Get Hoffme, gets David Johnson back off of a bye. I tell you what, I can't get past Get Hoffme's team. I think they're really good. I think he's got a really good team. I'm going to get Hoffme, upset City here in this matchup. Give Pimps their first loss.
All right, Commish.
Well, Get Hoffme is 5-3 all time against the Pimps, and I think they continue that streak. I'm taking Get Hoffme.
I just got pimp slapped by the Pimps, and I think they're going to pimp slap the Hoff. So I'm going Pimps. Hey, we disagreed on something.
Hey.
No sweep in there.
No sweep the sweep. All right, next up, we got Los Pandas Desnudo versus the incredibly active and participating team, the FC Acid Kickers. Commish, do you think he sets a lineup this week?
I hope he doesn't. I would like to have at least one more win this season. But, it's going to be a hard week because I lose half of my receiving core to bye this week. And with Marvin Jones and Golden Tate. The rest of my team's been kind of hit or miss. Who knows? There's talks that Jameis Winston's kind of a little beat up after the game last week. So we'll see what happens. But even if they do set a lineup this week, I feel that I have potential to pull off a victory based on what I've scored the last 3 weeks.
All right, you taking yourself?
I am.
Statman.
This is it comes down to, will FC Acid Kickers start a lineup?
Let's assume that they actually participate in the league and they're going to start a lineup.
If they actually start a lineup, I'm going with the Acid Kickers. But I don't know if they will. I really don't know. This is tough.
See, if people would just always set a lineup, we wouldn't have to worry about this
easy.
kind of question.
Should be easy, but I'm going with the Acid Kickers.
All right.
I'm going with the Pandas. Saving my picks. Everyone else get yours in. Looking at...
How was our participation last week?
Let's see. Last week, we had a lot of participation. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people not participate, but the majority still participated. I'm narrowing the gap on Joel. He's still up 44. I got 38. Followed by you with 37. Oh, and hey, look, the super active FC Acid Kickers still have never done any bull picks. Get your picks in, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun. Remember, it's fantasy. It's supposed to be fun. I got a little riled up today. I'm sorry. Just drives me nuts.
Love your life like your fantasy.
Peace.